Alright, y'all, so I got a couple things I want to show off. First off, I got my Illinois Canoeum shirt on again. I wore it yesterday in my last video that I made. I don't know if that's coming out yet or not. But I've also got this here. I made this. This head I found laying in the woods. It already had a handle in it, but the handle was so dry rotted it was useless. So I took it off of there. Took the head off of there. Put a new handle on there. I believe the handle, I forget what the handle is. Forget what it was. But I put the handle in there. Suzuki bonded it, sanded it down, gave it that whiskey color. Charred the bottom of it just a little bit and charred the top up here. Gave it black tips, kinda, I guess you can say. It looks cool. I like it, and it works. It's also the very first axe I've ever made. So, I mean, I'm a little impressed with it, you know what I'm saying? But I've got a pretty good edge on it. I've sharpened plenty of knives and axes and stuff before, so I already had a little bit of experience in that. I've done woodworking for a while, but I've never made a handle for anything. This part up here is a little bit out of proportion, but the rest of it's real nice. And I also just like the way it feels. I like how fat it is up there to where I can grab a hold of it real easy and be able to, you know, chop stuff with it. Kind of use it like a hatchet or an axe. It's small, but so is the head. So I didn't want something real big. I've been getting a few questions from some people, a lot of people, family, people on the internet, friends, and they've mostly been consisting of the same few. And I'm hoping that I can answer these in this video and give everybody a better understanding of what all I've got going on. One of the first questions that I'm going to answer is, what made you want to start farming? Well, I'm going to tell you, because that's what this video is about. The reason why I chose to start farming is because whenever I was about 12 years old, I was fat. I was just as wide as I was as wide as I was tall, according to my grandma. She jokes. But the deal was that I was getting picked on pretty bad, to a point to where I couldn't really handle it, because for years people was doing it. And my dad, he got on the internet and he found out about a diet, and we tried it, and it was the best thing that has ever happened to any of us. And so we was eating like that for a pretty good while. And then I got up to around 13, 15, somewhere in there. And they started wanting me to figure out what I'm going to do for my future. Like, what am I going to do for a job? Where am I going to get a job? What do I want to do? What do I want to be whenever I grow up? That kind of stuff. And I didn't really know. I had teachers asking me that every day at school. I had my whole family asking me constantly, what do you want to be whenever you grow up? What are you going to do? And I knew that I liked eating healthy. I liked being healthy. I liked feeling healthy, looking healthy, all that kind of good stuff. And I always kind of had a garden, so I knew I liked gardening. So I figured, why not grow my own food and make money off of it? I saw wherever, and then I decided to look into it a little bit, saw where a bunch of people was doing it and succeeding at it and doing a really good job at it. And my parents, they support just about everything that I do, unless it's something bad. They're gonna support that. That's obvious. So, but so they're kind of on the same track as me. But they are. It's not, well, he's my kid, so I'm just gonna help him do this because he's my kid. They actually like to help me do it. They enjoy the benefits of it, and they enjoy doing it with me. I'm about to jump to the other side. It's clear and blue at the same time. But like I was saying, they like what I'm doing. Some family members disagree. That they don't think I'll get anywhere with it, but I'm dedicated to this. I've been doing this for a few years and I've already made some money off of it. I haven't made any profit yet. It'll be a long time before I make profit. But I've got plans, and I'll get to that here in a minute in the video. A lot of people's also been wondering how I got so much land at such a young age. It's not really that much. It's about 5 acres. And I don't feel that young. I mean, sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. Little tiny limbs. Okay. But my grandpa, he's got just a little bit over 40 acres. And he's letting us use 5, so that's how I got that. Don't let me forget, I got that axe right there in that piece of rich pine. Tired of carrying it. But the next question that I've also been getting is, what am I doing for school, my education? Well, I've been doing homeschool. I've also been doing out of shape. But I've been doing homeschool, and it's been working pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot better than regular school because I'm getting to learn the things that I want to learn and learning the things that I need to succeed in the things that I want to do. So it's working out for me pretty good. And I plan to further extend my knowledge one day by possibly going to the Jeff Lawton School in Australia, but that's just a thought. And also by trial and error, because that seems to be the best way that I learn. But that's what I got planned with my schooling and all that. Now, let's talk about some of the farm goals that I've got. Now, right now, I've got one goal in particular that is succeeding right now, and is getting that hog pen finished. But my main thing with the hogs is I want to get them to a point to where I don't have to build any more paddocks. I've just got enough paddocks. Because I'm tired of building fence. It's getting old. And another goal of mine is to get a house built for me. Hopefully here pretty soon. I'll show y'all how I plan on doing that one of these days. Probably whenever I'm building a house. But I've got other goals too. There's a bunch of white rocks up here. But some of my other goals is also thoughts. Like that they're not set in stone, gonna do it kind of thing. But I also one day plan on, I figure I will. You know how it is. But something I really want is sheep. I want to have some sheep. And I've thought about having one ram and it breeding to all my sheep, and then I either sell them to, did I say one ram? One ram. I hope I didn't say lamb, but one ram. And it breeding to all my ewes, I believe is what you call it. See, I'm new on the sheep thing. I've just started looking stuff up. And any little baby lambs that I get, ew. There's a chocolate tree around here somewhere. But any little lambs that I get, I would either eat or sell, because they would be in relation to their father, which is the only ram that I have. I don't think I would have very many ewes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. But I don't think I'd have very many, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know if that's a lot for like a normal amount. But I've been looking stuff up on that. I've been thinking about doing it and running them in my silver pasture. I'll show you all that here in a minute. But I'm showing y'all all this pretty stuff behind me right now because I really like this spot on the property. Another one of my goals is I want to get my chickens situated to where I can have 2, 3 flocks maybe. I believe the third flock would mostly just be like pretty chickens, like entertainment kind of birds, ones that have like big giant tail feathers, or like those long crow chickens. Those are cool. But that's something else I want to do, and I want to be able to free range my birds just whenever I feel like it. I want to have it to where they can't get in the pig pens, they can't get into the sheep pen if I get sheep, and they can't get into my front yard. That's something I'm kind of particular about. I don't want chickens in my front yard tearing up my mom's flower beds that I built her and just destroying the yard. But they'll have all everywhere else that they feel free to go. I also plan to one day get a cow. I would like to get a Dexter cow, a miniature Dexter cow, because I don't want a big giant 1,500 pound cow hurtling at me just because I looked at it the wrong way. I'd rather it be a 600 pound cow hurtling at me just because I looked at it the wrong way. But the main reason is because I don't need that much meat. I don't plan on selling cows. I might sell cows because the Dexter cows, they're kind of expensive, so I might sell those. And I would probably do artificial insemination because I don't want a bull. I'm not big on big aggressive animals. I don't want that. I don't need that. And I don't want to need that, especially. Need to want that. You get my point. I don't want a big giant animal. Something that's going to possibly kill me one day. I've heard plenty of stories about people being killed by the cows. I don't want to be put on that list. I know that a miniature cow could kill me too, but it just makes me feel a little bit safer, you know. And also the meat's a lot better from what I understand. The milk's better. All sorts of stuff. That's another thing. I don't know where I'd put a cow at the moment if I had one, but I'm sure I could find a spot, even if it was just my freezer. Another short-term goal that I've got is I want to sell vegetables this summer. Yeah, that's right, Mike. This summer. And the reason being is because my dad's talking about doing a lot better on the garden this year. He's talking about growing a lot more, using as much space as we can, producing as much food as we can with the amount of space that we have. And then we would harvest once a week or whatever, or something, and take and freeze what we want, can what we want, eat what we want, share what we want, and then take the rest and sell it. And we would take the absolute biggest and prettiest fruits. I keep saying fruits because I'm thinking of tomatoes. Now, I've done this clip twice now, but take all the biggest, prettiest vegetables and sell them. And we wouldn't be eating the worst looking vegetables or anything like that. the worst looking vegetables, like the tomatoes that got holes in them and all that kind of stuff, they go to the chickens and pigs and stuff. So it's not gonna be like that. Now, if we just one day feel like, well, we want to make a really impressive salad, I just feel like I want a really good looking salad, well, then by all means, I'll go outside and pick the biggest, ripest tomato I want. But that's something else I got planned for this summer. Something else that I know that I want an emu. Don't know why, but I want an emu. I want an ostrich too. I think I mostly just want something I can ride. I will ride an ostrich if I get one. I also want the ostrich for its big giant eggs, because the best I remember, one ostrich egg is supposed to be equivalent to 24 chicken eggs. And me, my mom and dad, my little brother, we all eat 12 eggs. If we cook scrambled eggs for all of us, that and a little bit of meat, we're good. We're satisfied. But if we was wanting to be full, we'd have to make a whole nother dozen eggs. So I feel like an ostrich would be a nice thing to have. And then I can ride over to my buddy's house or my grandma and grandpa's house on an ostrich and tie it up like it's a horse. And you can sit there and peck at the grain for a while. Lay down if it wants to. And I want to teach it how to scream. I don't know what sound ostriches make, but I feel like, for some reason, I can make it scream. I feel like I can teach it how to scream. And then I come up with like some little clicking noise, like while I'm sitting on the back of it, and then it just out whatever's in front of it. So that'd be kind of funny. That's something I want. Some of the things that I'm interested in is, well, obviously farming and animals and all that kind of stuff, and my arm not getting tired because I've been holding up the camera for 45 minutes probably. I've been out here for a while making this video, and I like video making. I'd like to get into editing, but from the way that my dad talks about our editing software, I don't know if I want to get into it. He's saying it's working a little bit better now, but I also enjoy woodworking, walking around in the woods, walking down to the lake. That's cool. That's just walking down. That's just walking through the woods, but I'm actually going somewhere. And I like to go fishing. Kind of getting started on hunting. I killed a deer. Probably should have videoed that. It was my first one. It was a young doe. I got a young doe because I wanted the meat to be more tender than a big giant fat buck. Because I don't want real tough meat. I don't want something where I'm going to be like for 10 minutes and then be like, this is pretty good meat. I don't want to be like that. So I got what I wanted out of it. That, and I don't have very many bucks in my area. So if there was one, I wouldn't kill it, because that's my breeding stock. Well, that's nature's breeding stock. I don't own the deer. But that's nature's breeding stock. So if I get rid of the one of few bucks that's around here, then the deer population is going to go down. So I'm sticking with the young does. Probably should have went with an old doe, but that would have been pretty tough too. But that's some of the interests that I'm into. Hobbies. I don't guess I really have a hobby. I don't have something that I do quite often just for fun. Except for sit on my butt. I do that every day. But most of the day I'm up moving around, walking around. I'm either walking around out here or walking over to my grandma's or walking down to the lake. So I guess my hobby is walking. That's something I do every day just for fun. With as much as I walk, you'd think I'd be healthy, but I'm trying really hard not to just... But I'm getting better. I'm going on diet and all that. I'm doing better. Thinking about going on diet. I am on a diet. Shouldn't have spilled the beans on that. I was gonna let y'all figure it out. Oh well, you know, now you know. It'll be alright. Y'all was gonna figure it out anyway. Or you weren't, I don't know. All those pine trees right there, I can see them, I can tell that they're pine trees. And also it's winter, so it's the only thing green, so it's gotta be a pine tree. But all those pine trees right there, that little hump, if all those was gone, wow. The sun sets over there, so this would be an absolutely beautiful spot for a sunset, because you can see the sun right there. Here it goes, right over there. It does a weird thing over here. Another question I've been getting is, do I have a girlfriend? And no, I don't. Surprisingly not. I'm kidding, it's not that surprising, but no, I don't. But the deal with having one is that I'm busy. I'm pretty busy right now. I got quite a bit of stuff that I got to do, and I don't really exactly have time, I don't guess, you know what I mean? I ain't sure I can make time, but I've also got to make progress at the same time. So, and it's hard to find somebody who's actually interested in pretty much everything that you're doing. I mean, it's hard to find somebody like that. So, I mean, I see all sorts of people who's like that, but the odds of finding somebody like that are slim. But that's kind of the deal with me having one, is I want somebody who's going to be interested in all the same things that I'm interested in. My battery's at 19%. I'm about to have to go back to the house and get my battery. But somebody who's interested in all the stuff that I'm interested in. Somebody who's nice and kind and all that kind of stuff. And, you know. But I don't really know how to answer this question. I mean, I could just say, no, I ain't got one, and then leave it at that, but I don't really want to just leave it there and then have somebody come back and be like, well, why don't you have one? Because that's kind of I don't really know how to take that question either. I don't really know how to take this question at all. Just, I mean, it's like I said, I don't want to just be like, I ain't got one. I ain't got time. I want to have good reason. Good reason behind it. Good reason behind why I don't have time. I guess the reason why I don't have time is because the odds of me finding one that has the same interest as me are slim. And if I'm with somebody who doesn't have the same interest as me, they take away time. That's a blunt way to say it, but that's just the way it is. Because if they want to go do this and I want to do this, then it's kind of like, well, one of us has got to sacrifice our time to go do what the other one wants. But if you're both on the same page, then you're making maximum effort, maximum progress. So I want somebody who I can make high amounts of progress with. I want somebody who I can grow with, not somebody who's gonna weigh me down or tie me down. I don't want to be that guy who gets in a relationship and feels tied down. I want to be the person who gets in a relationship and feels like they're growing with that person. That's what a relationship's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about getting to the same end goal as what you both have. You both need the same end goal to be able to make it, because otherwise you're going to spend all your time sitting around just arguing and bickering and trying to figure stuff out and complaining and not feeling fulfilled. Because it's the same deal as trying to figure out which board game you want to play on family night. If this person wants to play that game and this person wants to play this game and the other person wants to play that game, the two of them has got to take out their time to play one of the other games. Or you just got to figure out something completely different, then you don't get to do what you wanted to do. So if you can find somebody who's got the same ideas and plans as you, or even if they just didn't have an idea, but then they see you and like, wow, that's a real good idea, then there you go. That would be a positive, healthy, growing relationship, which is something that I want. So I'm being kind of picky about it, honestly, but I'd rather be picky than unhappy. So there's my reasons. It takes me a minute to come to fully process everything, put it into words, and put it in the camera, then take it off the camera and put it on. But that's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about a girlfriend. That's one of the reasons why I don't have one at the moment, because I want somebody who's interested in the stuff that I'm doing. Sure, somebody can be interested in me. They can like me. But I also need them to be interested in what I'm doing. Because otherwise, if it was just me and I went and did what they want, then I'm just going to be sitting there doing nothing, not enjoying myself. Making one person in the relationship happy doesn't make it a healthy relationship. See, I know a little bit of stuff other than farming. Looking at a tree that my grandpa told me never needs to be cut down, because it's supposed to be some sort of rare tree, and I'm at 10% now. But there's my little display of answers for questions that I've been asked, and that's not going to stick in there. And I got to switch hands again. Ow! It fell on my toe. That hurt. Ow! Ow! But there's all my answers to the questions that I've been getting asked. And I had somebody ask me a couple of questions that was on here directly off the internet, off of YouTube, and that's what made me decide to do this video. And I told her that I was going to do this. Told them that I was going to do this video because I was already getting a bunch of questions like this, and I just now getting around to it and finally getting to where I'm spitting everything out properly and it's all sounding good and I'm answering it just the way that I want to. Whenever it comes down to something like this, it can take me a minute to fully get everything together and give it to you. Tell you what I think about it. Because otherwise I'll spit something out and it sounds like, well, why would you do it that way? And there's good reason behind why I do it that way. It's just I gotta word it correctly. I'm trying to get better at talking. See, that whole time I could have just said I'm trying to get better at talking. Alright, y'all, so it's the next morning and I've got fence to put up, but that's a different video. This is continuing off of yesterday's video where I did the questions. And I got a question of my own for somebody else. Illinois, can you hear 'em? I need your shirt size. You sent me this t-shirt right here. It says smile while you still have teeth, and right here it shows the state of Illinois, and it's got Canirum written in it, and it's got the little YouTube logo over here. This is a nice shirt. We don't really have shirts. We don't have shirts at all. So this is a great shirt. It feels like a shirt. It looks like a shirt. It tastes like a shirt. So this has got to be a really high quality shirt, and it really is. In all honesty, this is a great shirt. I like it a lot. But here's the deal. I don't sell shirts. I may never sell shirts, but I might sell shirts because I liked getting a shirt, especially for free. It was nice. Thank you. But here's the deal. I don't know what people's going to think of my shirts. So, Canero, I need your shirt size. I want to send you a free Struggler Farm t-shirt handmade by me. Not the shirt's not going to be handmade. I'm going to buy it and then put stuff on it like you did, and then give it to you. But I need your shirt size, dude, so that I can give you a shirt, and I want you to give it a review. And if you like it, I might start selling them. It's just a thought. But either way, I'm still giving you a shirt because you gave me a shirt. I'm also going to give you some dirt because you told me to do that too. I was on one of your lives, and you was getting a bunch of Christmas cards, and you was talking about no, yeah, you was getting a bunch of Christmas cards, and I told you I'm going to have to send you a Christmas card. And that because that seems like a good idea. He's like, no, don't send me a Christmas card. Just send me some dirt. So I'm giving you some dirt and a shirt. Shirts and dirt. I want you to do a review for me. Let me know what you think about it. Either way, still sending you a shirt, but let me know what you think about it.